Good morning. Well, it's Wednesday and it's 7:51 a.m. here on Eastern Time, and the full moon is going on right now. And so at first I was just like, well, I don't really feel like I need to do this, but then I was like, what else am I gonna be doing? I'm right like awake in this whole thing. So I decided to do like a full moon message thing, and so far I really like it. But before I get into that, I just want to talk a little bit about some astrology. And the full moon in Taurus here is at like 13 degrees, so it's kind of like half midpoint. But Taurus happens to be like my fifth house of like love and romance, and wonderful things like astrology and tarot cards. Also, Uranus has been in my fifth house for the last 8 years, and it just left and went into Gemini, into my sixth house. But now it's moved back to my fifth house. But since Uranus had really entered into my fifth house, at first, for the first couple of years, it seems as though, like, I don't know, like, it didn't seem like my creativity was like going anywhere or anything that I like, or maybe it was, I just wasn't anything satisfactory. Not till it got to the end of it, because it wasn't until like recently. Of course, it was in Gemini, it's still in Gemini, but I was able to create this whole thing out of it. So after studying astrology for like all those years and trying to put it into a format, it's just been like not the most, I wouldn't say not easy, just not like how I don't know, I feel like the product that I make out of it just unsatisfactory. I'm not sure why. And it never really got the kind of like attention that I thought that I should have. So I just felt like I still needed to work on it. But I don't know, like about like 2 years ago, I don't know, I happened to like find this, and anyways, it started to build because I just had like one little thing that I started with, and I got another one right next to a gift, and now I have all of them. But the amazing thing now is that I found a way to like, I even created my own spread and why I do this way. And this was all in this Uranus transit. And so like in 2007, I'll tell you this, when the iPhone was just like first out, of course I'm using one right now, and it was like the very first time that there was an iPhone, but there are so many other communication things that's actually happened, and that's because of a Mercury conjunct in Uranus. Well, that same exact thing happened like this year. And as a matter of fact, this came alive for me, all of it. Just the interpretation, how it was, what I was doing with it. Now it's like a whole big comprehensive situation where I just really understand. So I wanted to say this is a celebration of like what a thing could ever be in your life. In this case, it happens to just be that my fifth house happens to be this wonderful thing that I'm doing here. And also, my fifth house has Chiron. So, when you talk about love and romance and you have Chiron, they kind of really make things a little bit complicated. However, I did study a lot of like spirituality, and I did have like a love for music, and I did, perform it. That's why I always sing a little few songs here and there, because it's really just like really what I really first have like this amazing passion for, and I always will, because it feeds my soul. Not only that, but like Aretha Franklin is right on my IC, which is it's called the Imamcheli, and it's just 5 degrees, and it's the soul of my chart, but she's the queen of soul. So like, what does that really take? My soul is on fire. So you have some amazing things, and you have some things that you just have to work through. But I found, though, that I've been, because Chiron is like a healer, and it kind of like heals, and I find like, oh my gosh, it's a thing that's made me like so whatever. So if you ever saw me doing this, I'm really doing something that my astrology birth chart says that I would do. And if you had ever told me this like 10 years ago, like even before when I started, I wouldn't say, yeah, that's me. I mean, I could say that, but not the way that I believe that it's really like pan out for me here. So that's my story of the full moon in Taurus. So I want to say that for everyone, there are 12 houses in that zodiac chart. And of course, mine just happens to be my fifth house. But in your chart, it's probably like someplace else that you're celebrating something. And and maybe you had Uranus there as well, and you can probably see where possibly like some new innovations that's really come about, and that you're possibly celebrating that. So look for that in your life. There's something amazing that you're celebrating, that you got extremely amazing ideas about, because it would have just all kind of like fell out here in the last like 5 or 6 months. Well, let's go on to today's reading, and the special message here is stay strong, never give up, and believe in yourself. Obviously, we wouldn't make it so far to a full moon if we were doing that, right? And then we have a wonderful appearance from Archangel Metatron, and he says, remember who you are. If you can see that, he has a little symbol here. I don't know if you can see it. His message specifically says, you are already enlightened. You just have to remember the gift of divinity is already yours. That's great, right? And then Yogini, I think that this is great. And I actually have the sound in the back is at 285 megahertz. I like to wow. See some messages popping out already. Wow, it's like time to talk. Let's get to today's message. I think that this oracle today really has a lot to say about this full moon. It says, changes in your life, including closing doors or missed opportunities, are not going to derail your fulfillment. Realignments are happening based on divine wisdom and timing. You are diverted from unnecessary obstacles and suffering. Trust in how your life path is unfolding. Stay true to your authentic healing journey because it is working, whether you realize it or not. Significant inner healing is taking place. So, yes, stay strong and never give up, because we all have angels here. And then we had an oracle here, which is like, I don't know, I felt like this was a real personal message. And it's about loving something so much, but letting it go. As you can see, it's a butterfly, and now a bird is free. So, it's the same thing, even the butterfly here, these are precious things that even the stone here, that I guess, we have to be ready to get rid, or to let go of things that really are free. A butterfly is, and so is a bird. That's what they're meant to be. And, things that we love too as well. It's very hard, especially when you have so much attachments, and if in Taurus, trust me, it's hard to say like how to be objective. In Taurus, we really, and in the moon in Taurus, it's like, oh, you really love that thing, whatever it is. Okay, so let's get to today's reading. What is the message? Yes, see, it's a quiet little time here. Reflecting. Wow. Okay. Well, it's good to be envied, right? It's good to come from, I guess, just seeing the truth, the deception in others, But it's all going to turn into a celebration. Why? Because this wonderful thing is transmuting all those lower energies. What is the ending part here? The ending part is a Two of Pentacles. So after this wonderful reunion, and you see it too over here, we're really getting to a real soul level, core level of like where what we're gonna do with our life after this full moon. You know, as I said, Taurus is what we like, and we don't really have to negotiate with that very much, and it doesn't. What do we have here? The Queen of Swords. So there's been some quietness. There's been deception because of all of this quietness. There's people just staying to themselves in their own little corner. But alas, communication is coming very quickly. That's probably why this thing is coming, because you're probably like, why? How did you get there? Yeah, it's communication. What else is coming over here? Ooh, look who it is. And it's just, you know, these cards are very shuffled. I want to let you know that this is the King of Swords and this is the Queen of Swords. And I want to let you know, when you have these two people, it's usually two people who aren't really talking to each other, who will talk to each other, but you know, they're very, oh. And there was a 10 of spirals. There was a crossroads here. And a choice to be made, and the end of a very, very tired place. So, it looks like some communication is gonna happen here. Wow. It has to, right? And look, what arrives? A 2 of Scrolls to match the 2 of Pentacles. I love the way that this deck really just does this, where it just connects like these stories. I hope that you find them to be real in your life. I mean, they're real to me. What do we have here? What's in this present moment? The moon, of course. Of course the moon is here. That's so crazy, right? What else? Yes, we're thinking about the things that that have been lost in this time. You know, in the line of this deception here. You know, but you can see there's a return of some kind. What's over here? Well, we go back to the Page of Pentacles. It's a little bit like of, you know, immaturity here. You see this is the King of Swords, and this is the Page of Pentacles, and you know, they're very you know, differing ages. So there's a maturity that's really gone on here. And let's see what's in the celebration here. So we also have another King of Swords here. He's twice in a row. From this deck and from this deck, right? And what is his big thing? Yeah, like that Bob Marley song, you know, I we're coming out, we're coming out, we're coming out, we're coming out, we're coming in from the cold. I don't know where that came from, but at least you know it wasn't some other song. Yes, and all of the stagnation here. All of the stagnation. You know what's really funny? I think that the last... Sorry. These cards moved about. Maybe this is all happening. Well, I have no reason to believe that just that card is at the bottom. That this transformation is going to just happen here. But I think that the Page of Cups was at the bottom here, so... yeah. There's a good chance, well, it could be this card or it could be this card, honestly. One of these two cards. What's over here in this last one? Yeah, King of Wands. That's... wow. That's so funny, because that's what's going on right now. The moon. But what's in it? What we lost and something hidden from the past that's going to be uncovered now, you know. But definitely, it's some news. It's some news. It's some news. You got some 222s going on over here. Well, that's today's reading so far. I hope you enjoyed my little decorations here. Well, I didn't have to pull my wand out, but I'll just show it to you. In this line, it takes us here. And in the center line, what's the heart of the reading? The heart of reading is reflecting on the loss, but yet embracing what's left and probably getting into this rejoicing. It's amazing how the king of swords and the queen of swords soars up here, but the king of swords soars up twice, and the king of wands. Well, I hope you enjoyed this reading. It's my most beautiful setup.